Hello and welcome to this week's Manchester United segment on Vioo Sports. Well, what did you make of the FA Cup win over Sheffield United? Happy, sad, content, or like a fair share of the fans now at Trafford at the end of the game, who gave the thumbs down to the performance as the team and manager left the pitch? Many are comparing the penalty scored by Wayne Rooney in the 93rd minute to the goal that Mark Robin scored for United 26 years ago that arguably saved Sir Alex Ferguson his job. Only time will tell if this goal has the effect of saving Louis Van Gaal, but having not scored in the first half in their last 10 home games, something will have to surely give at some point. As little as 3 years ago, many teams visited Old Trafford with real trepidation, almost beaten before they went onto the pitch, such was the aura the venue held. It may be disrespectful towards Sheffield United, a team 47 places lower than United in the scheme of things in the English football landscape, but in all fairness, it's a game that wouldn't have had an earlier generation of Manchester United teams quaking in their boots. In all honesty, a draw would be a fair result given that United had two shots on target the entire game. The first from Matteo Darmian in the 69th minute, which had the crowd heckling the team with ironic applause. Memphis Depay added something when he came off the substitutes bench and, as an attacking force, has looked much better when thrown into the action in the latter stages than when he's been a starter. Apart from a few sprightly performances early on in the season, there hasn't been a great deal to compare with the player helping PSV Eindhoven secure the Dutch Eredivisie title last season, and it was his foray into the penalty area in stoppage time which ultimately won the penalty and the match with it. Scoring goals wins you football matches, that's no secret, but what's done it for this club in previous years is with a passing game that sees the ball not just moving sideways or backwards for the sake of keeping possession, but an ability for a player to pick out a teammate and slide the ball into his feet to place doubt into a defender's mind, not just pass the ball across the midfield and backline so it keeps possession. All teams worthy of being champions have to have intent in the opposition half, not think that a pass isn't on, so knock it back to the goalkeeper for him to loft it downfield every time there's a lack of movement. It may just simply be a confidence issue or a lack of belief in those around, or even a lack of belief in the style of play they're being asked to implement. Whatever it is, the Vultures are circling, and having had the talk of Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho as potential suitors, PSG coach Laurent Blanc is now being mentioned in some quarters as someone to take over the reins. A former player nonetheless, who's had success and understands the club's culture. Maybe not too far-fetched if the board at Old Trafford are prepared to wait until the end of this season. It's back to the Premier League on Tuesday then. That doesn't get any easier. Newcastle United in the relegation zone, but at St James's Park against a team who've not won since mid-December when they sprung a shock at Tottenham. They're due a win, hopefully not just yet, I hear Manchester United supporters say, and then it's Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday. What a week to savour. I'll be back later in the week, and as always, if you have any questions, hashtag AskTulsenOnVioo is the way to get in touch, or reach me directly on Twitter. Till then, bye-bye.